hypnosis, a vibration, and
Well,
like a
I
breathing
mean, you
exercise.
continuing to talk as a monologue is a meditation, but it's disingenuous as it refers to conversation. And like, are we talking about meditating or conversating? And if you would just want to sit here and meditate, I'd be happy to leave, bro.
No, I know.
No, I like that you just said meditative because I was telling my therapist today about our the last couple times we talked and then how I read the Shin Shin Me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, it definitely feels like it's a meditative kind of thing, a meditation practice.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So but you gave me another idea because I know you're talking about reading it, recording it, and then listening to yourself read it. Mm-hmm. I was also thinking on my good days when I know I'm awesome and I'm in a good mood, I could record like something about how I'm feeling that
you're
day.
You're in a good mood right now. You're awesome sauce.
Thanks. But yeah, like record myself talking about myself on my good days, and then when I'm struggling to remember who the freak I am, I will play that back, and then as I'm listening to my own voice tell me good things, that'll help rewire my brain.
Yeah, but you don't want to just talk and record you talking about positive things. I mean, I think what you're really trying to do is upload information into your subconscious. And that's why I say reading documents like the Shin Shin Ming, which deal with duality, non duality, are really consciousness expansion documents, which are basically hyper therapeutic. Also hyper intellectual, meaning like it will do neuroplasticity for you.
Well, you seem hyperbolic right now when you're trying to describe what you mean.
I know, but I'm like recording this, creating content.
Well, he didn't understand the difference between hyperbolic and hypobolic. I thought it was just being funny with a joke.
Oh, I see. Anyways, I would just call this like hypnosis meditation. Or I'm giving you the name of the title for the YouTube video. Neural plasticity.
And which comes first, hyper or hypo?
Rewiring. Hypo or what?
Which comes first, hyper or hypo?
I don't think.
Hyper means below. I mean, hypo means below, and hyper means above. Which one comes first, hyper or hypo?
I think it's a trick question.
No,
it's the chicken and the egg kind of question.
No, it's literally human nature, because there's always going to be something comes before something else. Hyper is like salt water, and then you got hypo. But hypo would be fresh water, and if I had like a filter that allowed water to move around without salt moving around in salt water, would
I've been talking to you principally about the philosophy of the Lao Tzu book, the Tao Te Ching. And now I want to shift today over to Zhuangzi. This Zhuangzi, so far as we know, lived about 300 BC, maybe a little earlier than that. And he is a very, very remarkable person, because the Zhuangzi book, he's also, more exactly, his name is Zhuangzhu. But his book, sometimes called simply the Zhuangzi book, is quite unique in the whole history of philosophy.
Okay, I'm going to play this Alan Watts thing for a
Because
second.
he's almost the only philosopher from the whole of antiquity who has real humor. And therefore he's an immensely encouraging person to read. But part of his humor is the art of exaggeration. And you always have to allow for that. You always have to realize that he's slightly pulling his own leg. He is, as in a group of people who are enthusiasts for something, but have humor, you very often find that when they're talking among themselves, they carry their own ideas to ludicrous extremes and roar with laughter about it. And Zhuangzi does that. Now, for example, he has a great deal to say about the value of the useless life. The whole notion of something of life, any moment in life or any event in life being useful, that is to say, serving the end of some future event in life, is to a Taoist absurd. Because nothing is useful at all. The universe is viewed as purposeless and useless through and through, because it's a game. More than that, game doesn't really convey the sense of this. When a Taoist sage is wandering through the forest, he isn't going anywhere. He's just wandering. When he watches the clouds, he loves them because they have no special destination. He watches birds moving around. He watches the waves lapping on the shore. And just because all this is not busy in the way that human beings are busy, because it serves no end other than being what it is now, it is for that reason that he admires it, and it is for that reason that you get the peculiar styles of Chinese painting in the Tang, Song, and later dynasties, where nature, in its wayward, wandering nature, is the main subject. When we say that something is without purpose, that's a put-down phrase. Say, well, it's no future in it. What's the use? No, we say, what's the use? And we need very much to realize that that question reflects our insanity. What's the future in it? What's the use? The joy for the Taoist is that things have no use, and the future is not important. Now, you can exaggerate this, and Zhuangzi does in a very humorous way, by describing the ideal useless man. He's a hunchback, and he is so deformed that his chin rests on his navel, and so on. And but he says, now this man is very admirable. He's found the secret of life, because when the social service workers come around, he's the first to get a free handout. And when the military officers come around to conscript people for the army, he's the first to be rejected. Therefore, he lives long. Then he also describes the case of some travelers came across an enormous tree. Fantastic thing. And they said, never did anyone see such a tree. So they went up and looked at it. At first they tested the leaves and found that they were rough and disagreeable and no good to eat. Then they looked at the branches and found that they were all twisted and absolutely no good for using as sticks. Then they examined the wood and found it was full of pith and absolutely useless for a carpenter. So nobody had disturbed this tree. It was not used for cutting down on any purpose whatsoever. And so it grew to an enormous size and was of great age. Now,
Okay, this is the Zhuangzi audiobook.
There is a fish, and his name is Kun. The Kun is so huge, I don't know how many thousand li he measures. He changes and becomes a bird whose name is Peng. The back of Peng measures I don't know how many thousand li across. And when he rises up and flies off, his wings are like clouds all over the sky. When the sea begins to move, this bird sets off for the southern darkness, which is the lake of heaven. The universal harmony records various wonders, and it says, when the Peng journeys to the southern darkness, the waters are roiled for 3,000 li. He beats the whirlwind and rises 90,000 li, setting off on the 6th-month gale. Wavering heat, bits of dust, living things blowing each other about. The sky looks very blue.
Okay, that's not gonna work. Okay, this is called The Middle Pillar. It's a guided meditation for psychological and spiritual balance.
Welcome to Creative Codex. This is a guided meditation episode called The Middle Pillar. I am your host, MJ Dorian. The Middle Pillar is a meditation popularized by the writer Israel Regardie in the 1930s, most famously in his book of the same name entitled The Middle Pillar. Regardie was a spiritualist, occult writer, and ceremonial magician. His work is often associated with the Western School of Magic and a group called the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, of which he was a prominent member. I started researching this meditation only very recently, and after trying it several times, I noticed some unique and profound effects. So I wanted to share it with you. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a member of the Golden Dawn, and I don't have any particular religious affiliation. But in practicing this meditation every night over the last 2 weeks or so, I feel more centered in myself, and I feel more grounded in reality, more stable in a sense. I feel I'm more in control of my animal impulses, and I'm able to make the decisions that I imagine most align with my higher self. It's not a detachment from reality, it's more of this calm and poised engagement with life, a mental clarity. In our highly polarized times, that's a rare and valuable thing. At the end of this meditation, I will share more info with you about the traditions that it comes from. Now, whatever your belief may be, even if you are a devout atheist, I suggest you try this meditation. In fact, I challenge you. Try it once a day for 5 days. Note the effects it has on your mind, on your energy levels, and on your sense of self. Does it bring you calm? Does it energize you? Does it do both? And, most importantly, does it ground you more in your highest ideals? This is Creative Codex with Israel Regardie's Middle Pillar Meditation. Let's begin.
So this is basically Kabbalah.
First, find a place where you can stay
It's about 20 minutes long.
uninterrupted for about 20 minutes. You can either sit, stand, or lie down. Be sure to position yourself in a way that you are mentally alert but physically relaxed. In this kind of inner work, a good posture, it pays dividends. Once you're settled, we will begin with rhythmic breathing. This will increase your focus and inner awareness. To start, close your eyes. We will breathe in on a count of 4 and out on a count of 4. Don't hold your breath at any point. Let there be a natural and steady circulation of airflow in and out of your lungs. Let's try. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. Continue this pattern. Try to make sure that you are filling in the lower portion of your lungs, not just your chest. Let the air gently push down on your diaphragm and slowly expand your lower ribs. Continue this rhythmic breathing as we advance to the next steps. We will be visualizing spheres of energy and light in specific places along the centered line of your body, which is associated with the middle pillar. During these visualizations, we will also chant ancient Hebrew words, which are divine names of God that correspond with each sphere. The vibrations of these Hebrew words help to open up the energy spheres, traditionally called sferoth. If for some reason you cannot say them aloud, intently vibrate these words in your mind while focusing your attention on the respective sphere. We will begin the visualization. Remember to continue your rhythmic breathing in counts of 4. It will aid in your focus. Draw your attention to a point just above your head, the crown of your being. Right above you floats a sphere of energy, pure white light. Brilliant and radiant. This sphere of energy just barely touches the top of your skull. It is roughly the size of a dinner plate. Feel its presence and its illuminating glow. Inside of this sphere, we will vibrate the name Ye. It is important to give it a deliberate vibration in each syllable of the name. I will demonstrate. Ye. We will do this 5 times. With each vibration, pay attention to the sphere. See if you notice any changes, any movement, any reactions. Let's try it together. Deep breath. This sphere is called Kether. From the base of the sphere of Kether, see a shaft of light and energy descend along the length of your spine to your throat area. See how it illuminates the pathway with its golden rays. In the center of your throat, just above your chest and just below your jaw, we will activate the sphere of energy called Dath. We will vibrate the name Yod He Vav He Elohim. 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 Yod He Vav He From the base of the sphere of Doth, again, see a shaft of light and energy descend along the length of your spine to your heart area. The sphere of Tifereth is found here, resting just above your diaphragm and reaching to your heart. Inside of this sphere of Tifereth, we vibrate the name Yod He Vav He El Oa Vedath. Yod He Vav He Eloah 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 Vedath. From the base of the sphere of Tifereth, again, see the shaft of light and energy extend further along the length of your spine to the area of your generative organs. At the center of your lower hips, we find the sphere of Yesod. Recall the pillar of light which we have formed, which is connecting the last three spheres, providing a river of light that starts at Kether, just above your crown, to Doth, at the center of your throat, to Tifereth, in the center of your chest. Now the river of light now reaches the lowest region of your hips. In this sphere of Yesod, we vibrate the name Shaddai El Hai. 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 From the base of the sphere of Yesod, you see the pillar of light and energy extend further down between your legs toward the ground and coming to a point just between your ankles. Here we find the sphere of Malkuth. The sphere overlaps both your feet. We will activate it by vibrating the name Adonai Haaretz. Adonai Haaretz. Adonai Haaretz. Adonai Haaretz. You now have succeeded in creating a pillar of light that runs through the center of your being and opened the energy spheres of Kether, Dath, Tifereth, Yesod, and Malkuth. The last phase will be to properly circulate this energy and distribute it through all of your physical being down to your cells and all of your non-physical being. We will do this in 3 steps. Step 1. Return your attention to the crown of your head and the white brilliance of Kether. As you exhale, see multiple streams of energy arching their way out of Kether onto your left, passing through the left side of your body from head to toe, and as you breathe in, see those same streams of energy soaring back through the right side of your body, from toe to head, and re-entering Kether. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. See the streams of energy passing on your left. Breathe in, and they rise back on your right side. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Step 2. Now we will circulate the energy to the front and the back. Return your attention to the crown of your head and the white brilliance of Kether. As you exhale, see multiple streams of energy arching their way out of Kether, passing in front of you and the front of your body, from head to toe. And as you breathe in, see those same streams of energy soaring back through the back of your body, from heel to head, and re-entering Kether. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. See the streams of energy pass in front of you. Breathe in, and they rise back behind you. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4. You now have waves of energy crossing at right angles above and below you. Step 3. Bring your attention to your feet and the glowing sphere of Malkuth that is between them. As you continue to breathe deeply, see a ray of power coming from the right side of Malkuth, moving over to your left foot and around the back of the sphere. Observe this white cord of light as it winds its way around Malkuth and around your legs, creating a spiral that climbs its way upward. Repeat the same movement again and again, winding this ray of light until eventually you feel a distinct whirling sensation that rises up your waist and chest. The ray of light wrapping in around your arms and shoulders, spiraling higher around your neck and head, at your crown, returning to the shores of Kether. Give a moment and reflect on all you have done. See the glowing spheres of the middle pillar connected by a radiant shaft of light. Remember the streams of energy that you circulated throughout your left and right sides, and those that circulated in front and behind you. Finally, recall the spiral ray that ascended from the sphere at your feet to the source above you. If you feel inclined, give a prayer of thanks to the universe or divine energy of your choosing. This concludes the middle pillar meditation. It's so valuable in practices like this to reflect on what you felt, what you saw, or heard. I keep a journal for just such a purpose. It helps you to pay respect to your inner world and...
Okay, so that's a guided meditation. It's 20 minutes. It's not that great, but I'm gonna do a Tanya meditation before I read a couple chapters. Anything you want to say, Rachel or Kyle? I don't even know if you're here still.
Yeah, I'm here still. I was just eating some ice cream, but I was listening the whole time. But yeah, go ahead. I'm looking forward to hearing what you're gonna read. But also, I had fun reading too the other day. So like, maybe I could read something after you.
Oh, do you want to? Yeah, for sure. Do you want to do it now, or do you want to wait?
Well, I'm done with my ice cream, so yeah, I could do it now.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, but I'm saying whatever reads from something you give me. So something I can find online or something like the.
Oh yeah. Oh, let me have you read something called the Rights of Man. You'll like this one. It's a very powerful document. And then, if you want, you can read the Hymn to Pan. Let's see.
So it's The Rights of Man by Thomas Paine?
No, it's called. It's by Aleister Crowley. Here, I found it.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna pin it. And if you want, I mean, I'll read it to you afterwards too, because if you try to read it with some gusto, like you were a thespian and a Victorian actress on the stage, and Shakespeare was watching you, like really ham it up, if you can. Don't feel embarrassed to like be very theatrical.
I don't know that
No, you got to understand, this is like actually for you and for the listener. The more you ham it up, the more it'll like dopamine your brain's circuitry, and you'll have more fun.
I know. It's just I read in fun voices to my kids, but whenever anybody else asks me to, I'm like I get so shy about it.
Yeah, don't be shy. Just the whole thing is reading to kids. It's like the whole point of all this philosophy and therapy is to be like a kid again, at least for like an hour a day. It's a meditation. Go ahead, give it a shot. It's a very powerful document.
Okay. Sorry, my kid was showing me a drawing she did. Very good, babe. Is that an A and a B? Here we go. I don't know that I can ham it up. Let's see. No, I might have to do it another time. I'm so sorry. I'm just shy about it. Or maybe I'll read it once through and then, because that's easier to ham it up when you've already read it once through. Let me try. The law of the strong. Huh? That's a Pac-Man? That's cool. What is it? Okay, Izzy, I'm going to read something now. The law of the strong. This is our law and the joy of the world. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Thou hast no right but to do thy will. Do that, and no other shall say nay. Every man and every woman is a star. There is no God but man. Man has the right to live by his own law, to live in the way that he wills to do, to work as he will, to play as he will, to rest as he will, to die when and how he will. Man has the right to eat what he will, to drink what he will, to dwell where he will, to move as he will on the face of the earth. Man has the right to think what he will, to speak what he will, to write what he will, to draw, paint, carve, etch, mold, build as he will, to dress as he will. Man has the right to love as he will. Take your fill and will of love as ye will, when, where, and with whom ye will. Man has the right to kill those who would thwart these rights. The slave shall serve. Love is the law, love under will. Okay, so yeah, maybe you can read it now and you can ham it up. But I think what I'm gonna do is when I record myself reading these things, I'll ham it up and then maybe I'll share them with you.
Yeah, I mean, you got to realize that like your timidity or shyness, life is so short, you have nothing to lose. And you live in Section 8 housing. So truly, you have nothing to lose. I mean, you can't lose what you don't have, but like take my advice, and if Johnny Depp and all these other stupid actors can go on stage and hypnotize us for 2.5 hours, don't be afraid to step outside of your box and have some fun with making recordings, because they're very therapeutic. They're very hypnotic. It's really the publishing industry. I think that's the way you have to look at it.
Yeah, definitely. I've worked through a lot of stuff that has limited me from my past or whatever, but it's still like a deep wound when it comes to my voice, let's say. Whether that's, well, because there was a lot of abuse and trauma associated with singing or dancing. Those seem to be the two areas that are still so raw for me. And like, I went to this thing called ecstatic dance. They had a retreat on my birthday, and I had a big breakthrough with both my voice and dancing. And I went to another event on Friday, and I just get so in my head about shit. And so I was overthinking. I was anxious. I was like, I don't know if I can dance again with everybody because there's some trauma associated with dancing or whatever. But I did it. I did it even though I was afraid and uncomfortable. So I am starting to work through the voice part of what is limiting me, because singing is such a powerful part of it's owning your power, owning your voice. And so I'm trying to heal that. And I think even because I'm so afraid of it, that's exactly what I need to do, you know?
Yeah, I would just like look at my opinion as like a voice coach, an actress coach. So that's the link to all these sacred texts from what's called Thelema or Thelema, which is Aleister Crowley's OTO, which is the Ordo Templi Orientis, or the Temple of the Orient. I think these are really useful, like meditation texts to read out loud and record. They could have magical effects, if you believe in angels. Or, I mean, you could just look at the planets and say, like, you're connected to the planets somehow in the universe. So, anyways, it's a good source. It's all free. I've recorded a lot of things out of there, but if you want to read this is Aleister Crowley's favorite. It's called The Hymn to Pan, and this is all like about Kundalini and chakras. It's supposed to like try to
Right,
wake
yeah.
you up.
Yeah, because I think it's my throat chakra or whatever that I need to work on right now.
This was his favorite poem, and it was that he wrote, and it was read at his funeral by his
Wow.
by his best friend. It's just poetry, but
is it with the triple chakra?
Yeah, you could say that. It should wake you up. You want to read it too, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm gonna read it.
Okay, cool. Okay, Rachel, you want to go first, and then Kyle will read it.
I'll let Rachel read it.
Also, Rachel or Kyle, if you have an extra phone, record yourself reading it. Look at the goat down there saying, "Bah!"
Yeah, look at the sheep. Come up.
Sheep, I mean. Yeah, it's okay. So go ahead, Rachel. Read The Hymn to Pan. You're going to love it. Record yourself reading it. And then, listen to, because again, this is all about relaxation and deep meditation. So go within. This document will help you fully self-actualize.
Wow, my 6-year-old just used a nail and hammer without even asking me to put something up on the wall. Anyway, she came and told me that she did it. Okay, here we go. Let's see if I can try and make it a little dramatic. Let's try. I don't know. Hold on, I'm gonna let Kyle go first because I want to read it through and then try and like ham it up a little bit.
You can just read it like a bass. I mean, the first time, and then ham it up again. But
Okay.
Kyle, I don't know if he's too much of a reader, but let's let the ladies go first, right, Kyle?
Okay. Thrill with lissom lust of the light. Oh man, my man, come careering out of the night of Pan, Io Pan. Io Pan, Io Pan, come over the sea, from Sicily and from Arcady, roaming as Bacchus with fauns and pard, and nymphs and satchers for thy guards. On a milk-white ass come over the sea, to me, come with Apollo in bridal dress, shepherdess and pythoness. Come with Artemis, silken shod, and wash thy white thigh, beautiful God. In the moon of the woods, on the marble mount, the dimpled dawn of the amber fount. Dip the purple of passionate prayer in the crimson shrine, the scarlet snare, the soul that startles in eyes of blue. To watch thy wantonness weeping through the tangled grove, the gnarled bole of the living tree that is spirit and soul, and body and brain come over the sea. Io Pan, devil or God, to me. My man, come with trumpet sounding shrill over the hill. Come with drums low muttering from the spring. Come with flute and come with pipe. Am I not right? I, who wait and writhe and wrestle with air that hath no bows to nestle, my body weary of empty clasp, strong as a lion and sharp as an asp. Come, oh come, I am numb with the lonely lust of devildom. Thrust the sword through the galling fetter, all devourer, all begetter. Give me the sign of the open eye, and the token erect of thorny thigh, and the word of madness and mystery. O Pan, Io Pan, Io Pan, Io Pan, 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 Pan. Pan, I am a man. Do as thou wilt, as a great God can. O Pan, Io Pan, Io Pan, Io Pan, Pan. I am awake in the grip of the snake. The eagle slashes with beak and claw, the gods withdraw. The great beasts come. I, O Pan, I am born to the death on the horn of the unicorn. I am Pan. I, O Pan, I, O Pan, Pan, Pan. I am thy mate, I am thy man. Go to thy flock, I am gold, I am God. With hoofs of steel I race from the rock, through solstice stubborn to equinox. And I rave, and I rape, and I rip, and I rend, everlasting world without end. Mannequin maiden, Maenad man, in the might of Pan. I, O Pan, I, O Pan, 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 I, O Pan. Yeah, I liked that one. That was fun to read. I know I tripped up a couple times.
Yeah, it was really good. You want to hear the playback? Listen to this.
For thy arms. On a milk-white ass come over the sea, to me, to me. Come with Apollo in bridal dress, shepherdess and pythoness. Come with Artemis, silken shod, and wash thy white thigh, beautiful God. In the moon of the woods, on the marble mount, the dimpled dawn of the amber fount. Dip the purple of passionate prayer in the crimson shrine, the scarlet snare, the soul that startles in eyes of blue. To watch thy wantonness sweeping through the tangled row, the gnarled bowl of the living tree that is spirit and soul, and body and brain come over the sea. I, O Pan, devil or God, to me. My man, come with trumpet sounding shrill over the hill. Come with drums low muttering from the spring. Come with flute and come with pipe for thine arms. On a milk-white.
So, that's like a, I don't know, because you're like ushering in a spirit, So, I think it's like, I don't know. It's kind of what's happening right now, Like, anyways, Kyle, did you want to read it? What, are you busy trading Bitcoin?
Yeah, it's really from my experiences. Hold on, Izzy, hold on. No, when I think about things that I was made to be afraid or not like myself. No, Izzy, I don't think it needs any more. You have enough on there. There's it doesn't need any more, honey. One more. Okay, go ahead. You gotta watch. I can't because I'm trying to charge my phone. No, I was gonna say is okay, Izzy, hold on. You're making me lose my train of thought. No, I was just gonna say was that it's so important, not just as a parent, not just the stories we tell ourselves, but like the things we speak to our children. And I don't think enough people think about that. Like having the experience I went through, it's made me sensitive to that. And so I really try to watch what I say to my children, about my children, of my children, and I think that's just so important because having been made to hate myself from such a young age has been sort of detrimental. But it didn't kill me. I'm still here and I've worked through so much of that pain. But sometimes, it still rears its ugly head. And so, yeah, I just try to be very careful with my language around and to my children. And it's unfortunate because I wasn't, I'm a lot more healed now, but I wasn't so healed before. And I didn't realize before, just how much a parent's words shape their children's lives.
Seriously, dude, whatever the fuck you.
Sir, good.
But yeah, and the thing with my voice was to me the voice is such a powerhouse of your soul. It's like if you have trauma around your voice, that's kind of what I'm trying to work through. And I feel like I'm getting there, and I know someday I would heal from these wounds, right? And I do realize too. Hi, Isadora, you're. What are you doing? Okay, I'll watch you hammer, I guess. You don't even need a hammer for those. Those are called push pins, babe. Hi, you're gonna smash your game. Uh-oh. No, anyway, I was just gonna say was that what happened for me, just so you understand where I'm coming from, is when I was little, at a very young age, I sang and stuff. Oh my God. Okay, Isadora. It's fine. From a very young age, I was made to. Sorry, Isadora keeps distracting me. But anyway, sorry. I don't know where I'm going.
Kyle, do you want to read it?
I'm actually gonna take a shower. I'm just gonna listen to you guys while I'm in the shower.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my kid wanted me to watch her hammer in some more nails into the picture she put up. But yeah, I was just gonna say when I was little and I was trying to sing, I remember I was like 5 or 6, and so I don't know if I'm sure you know I was born in a cult or whatever. So the cult leader, whatever, he was like making fun of me, and I was a tiny little kid, and so then he was like, I'm gonna teach some of you guys how to sing, and he was gonna teach all the kids, and he didn't pick me, so I was like, hey, I want to learn, and then he said some people aren't teachable, and from that moment on, when I was about 6 or 7, like till I was 25 and I left, he constantly tore into me about my voice. And it got to the point where he was like, during worship service, he was like, don't even sing anymore. Just lip sync. And I always thought that was odd because in Christian context, like David, when you're supposed to like dance and sing before the Lord and with all your heart, that was antithetical to what he was telling me. And so that's how it became a source of pain. And same thing with dancing, like, they would make fun of me as a little kid, and so then I didn't want to dance. And then they would spank me if I didn't want to. And so, anyway, I just say all that to say, like, these are where those wounds stem from, But I know I can overcome them, and that's what I'm working on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you are your thoughts and you are your words. So, I mean, even repeating memories just like reinforces, or it lets your memory creep back up on you. So meditation is just so beneficial. I mean, because even if you have the thoughts, like what you just did is a meditation. What you just said is a meditation. What we just listened to is a meditation. Because the word is, medi. It's like meta, basically. Which, I mean, you just exchanged your memories with all the listeners in this room, and there's a transcript to that. So if you wouldn't, personally, I don't think you would benefit from reading that transcript out loud again. But what you just did is like your talk therapy session for the day. So that's why I say put in new memories by creating these audiobooks from scripts. And it should do therapeutic work for you that unfortunately just doing like thought exchange can't do. I mean, I've talked to psychologists, like they're just putting down notes for the file. Oh, look, it's Dr. Bantu, I think. So anyways, yeah, I mean, I think just like reading scripts, I think these Aleister Crowley thelemic scripts are very useful. Because they're pretty far out there, but they're like English, Christian, occultist, Kabbalistic, Freemasonic, also Hindu and Taoistic. So it's like all the world's religions mixed into Crowley's writings. And I just think they're a nice way to create that middle pillar equilibrium in yourself, and just to be happy and then hopefully manifest, and, support yourself materially, because all of this occult therapeutic hypnosis meditation information, I think it can be useful for material manifestation. But after you touch it, pick it up, read it, then you just go back to the material world. This is like psychological neurolinguistic reprogramming. And if you can read it with comprehension and understanding, or you start putting more pieces together, it just becomes more integrative knowledge for you. So I hope you've enjoyed.
No, yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, and you're right what you said about speaking of memories just reinforces it. Yeah, that's yeah. At the same time,
Yeah, I'm not saying it
me
reinforces it. I'm just saying, like, you're doing talk therapy. That's what you're really doing.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think reading these texts and all that will be a fun thing, and and over time I'll get more used to like hamming it up, I guess. Because I've also always wanted to do like a spoken word poem where I go up on stage and perform it. And like I mentioned before, the TED Talks. So yeah. So and instead of saying I can't do this, I'm gonna be like, how can I do this? Like we talked about the other day. But it's interesting. A lot of people, like with Aleister Crowley, they all think like Christians especially are like, oh my God, that's demonic and this and that. But yeah, so I find that silly when people just dismiss it as being evil.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to read this stuff. You can just read the Bible, and it's just as good because it all deals with God. It all deals with self-actualization. This is esoteric or secret or more information on top of like the base information. So I just think it's pretty technical writing. It is English. I just think it's very. I think Crowley's writings are very useful as a tool, to go even further, because he went really far out. And if you want to do conscious,
Yeah.
if you want to do conscious expansion, I think you have to use like far out literature, and everything he writes is very comprehensive, integrated. It's people declare that people say it's genius. So um, you are your words.
No, I'm excited to read these works, and yeah, my friend was like, he went really deep into these concepts, and he's like, it was great and everything, but it's not the path for everyone. But he said just it's there's so much to be gained by going really deep, but it's also a hard path to walk. But like I definitely want to go deeper and deeper, as deep as I can go. Is what
Yeah, I mean, you're very smart,
yeah.
so you'll have no problem, reading it, understanding it. I wouldn't join a cult, nor would I want to start a cult, because it's so much work to take care of people. So, this is the nice thing about doing social audio and reading these things, where you can live your everyday life, but have this additional layer, that other people that you're interacting with don't have, embedded in their subconscious. I would say this is like transcendental magic or transcendental uh, reprogramming, and it should just produce joy, happiness, and hopefully manifest more success and physical, material wealth in your life. Like you just said, I'm very intentional with what I say to my children. I want to express joy in my communication. So, I think that this information creates joy, feelings of joy, whether it's just, fake foo-foo, or it's actually just neurolinguistic programming, or if there is like an additional veil or layer to the simulation, I think is one way to say it. It's like your words and what you say could impact like the ether or the metasphere. And we know that the internet is like the actual material world of, mass communication hypnosis. So I
I mean,
think, yeah.
personally, I think like when God created the world, I mean, it does talk about this in the Bible that He used the power of His voice.
Okay, Ryan, follower, Savage, Kyle. I don't know if you want to say anything.
Oh, sorry about that. No, I was just gonna say that I think because this book that I mentioned too um, is that Snow Crash book I mentioned. It was talking. It sort of alludes to the fact that as humans ourselves, our words had such creative power in the past, and like with the Tower of Babel, it incorporates a story about the Tower of Babel, and how we were divided. But like it talks about a virus that this ancient god Enki or Enki used to make curses that are analogous to a virus in a computer, but it was a virus of the mind, and it's called a Namsha. Anyway, it's really cool stuff from Snow Crash. But anyway, it just makes me think like we've forgotten the fact that our words are indeed able to create the world around us. And so that it's in the same vein, God created the earth and the universe with the power of His voice, but it's not exclusive to God. Like we all have that power. Yeah.
Right.
But also, I'm curious, did you ever see Pi by Darren Aronofsky?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love that
Yeah,
movie.
many times,
So
yeah.
much. Yeah, and it just reminds me of when you're talking about Kabbalah and stuff. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
But do you remember the scene in the movie where he looks directly at the camera? The main guy? There's this. So the reason I bring that up is because the first time I saw it, I was on the brink of a psychotic episode. Like it already started, but it was not quite fully blown yet. But then I decided to watch Pi that day for the first time, and it freaked me out, and it catapulted me straight into a psychotic episode where I felt like I was like the guy in the movie, and I thought it was in the movie. But there's a part in the movie where he looks. I don't know if it was an accident, but he says something, and then he looks directly at the camera. So I was like, oh, he's talking to me, and got all excited.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so let's continue this meditation. This is the Adrian Dittman Show. Rachel, thank you for being here. Rachel, do you have like a code name or like a spirit animal we could give you a nickname with, like White Swan or Stork Woman? I mean, what do you want? What's your Adrian Dittman code name for the day? What's your spirit?
Well,
What is your spirit animal?
I don't. Well, koalas are my favorite animal. So
Okay, koala. So what is your favorite flower?
Irises?
Papyrus?
No, iris. The
Iris. Okay, so your new nickname is Koala Iris or Iris Koala.
Yes, koala iris.
Okay.
Koala Iris.
But I was gonna say, my mom used to call me She Who Stands with Fists from that movie with Kevin Costner, Dances with the Wolves.
Okay, so let's just do a quick breathing exercise then. So take the deepest breath of the day through your nose. Hold it for 10 seconds. Let it go and say, I am a koala. And visualize a koala in the trees, eating some bamboo, relaxing. Now take the second deepest breath of the day through your nose. Hold it for 10 seconds. Let it go and say, I am an iris flower. Visualize the iris flower with a beautiful koala eating at the iris flower, flopping in the sun, drinking the sap from a leaf, dripping water, beautiful humidity, and the koala is just in total joy, total ecstasy and absolute happiness. So that's like one way to do a breathing visualization meditation, impromptu. And you can do that with people you meet. I encourage you to try to do that breathing meditation with people you meet, because you will immediately hypnotize them very deeply. And you can, if you do it, you can do it with a hand massage. Give the person a hand massage while you're doing the guided breathing visualization meditation.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, if you want to seduce a man or seduce a woman, you will wake their chakras right up with that hand massage. And the fact that you can relax them like that, yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of this guy I met, the first guy that I ever fell in love with. He took me to dinner, and during dinner, as we're talking, he's just sitting there, and it was so like subtle. I didn't even realize it, and all of a sudden I looked down, and he had been giving me a hand massage the whole time. And let me tell you, it worked. It worked its magic. So that's funny.
Yeah, this girl gave me a hand massage at the bus stop. We went to the beach together, and I was like so turned on. I was like, holy shit, I'll never forget this fucking hand massage. That was incredible. Like, your hair on your fucking head just stands up, and you're like, damn, like just being touched after not having been touched for years or months, by somebody, that you trust and you're with, and you're in a beautiful environment. Like, whoa, talk about a Kundalini chakric, really the central nervous system. It's like, I would call it CNS games. You can do CNS games or central nervous system or cerebral spinal fluid manipulation just with words and guided visualizations and breathing. But the breathing is what everybody's missing out on. And if you know any cigarette smokers, the only time they do deep breathing is when they smoke cigarettes.
I know. That's a bummer.
But that's their prana. That's their spirit.
No, the breath work is so amazing. Like always bringing it back to your breath and the movement of it is where like great transformation can occur. But it's also funny because there is someone I'm sort of trying to seduce, but then we were messaging yesterday, and they had told me before that they got in an accident and broke all the fingers in their hands. So now when it's cold, he needs to apply heat to it. And I was like, oh. And so I asked him, like, how's your hand doing? Because it's getting more cold. And he tells me, and he's like, but I have to put heat on it. And then he goes, sometimes it helps to heat it up and then rub it off or something like that. And my mind went to a total dirty place when he said you got to heat it up and rub it. So it's funny that you said that, because I'm like, oh, now I want to give him a hand massage. But yeah, maybe I should write it out. I want to do a synopsis or a summary of Snow Crash for you to include all the juicy parts about language that you will really love. So I think I'm going to set myself that task, because it's a 600-page book. Most people probably aren't going to read it all. Are you there still?
Yeah. I'm just looking at this website, hermetic.com. So what are you doing the rest of the day?
I'm just home cleaning. I should be cleaning up, but I'm distracting myself with this. But that's all I'm doing today.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you want to read one more thing, that would be cool.
Okay, sure, yeah. it's the breaths you had us just take actually helped with I pulled something in my lower back region or whatever, and when I was doing the breathing, like it felt so much better. So yeah.
Trying to find you the Dhammapada. Okay, cool. I found it.
Have you ever thought about two things? One, reading books for Audible.com, and two, have you ever considered or pursued being a voice actor?
Yeah, it's like impossible. There's fucking 200,000 people doing it. It's like, I mean, I just want to get the short term therapeutic benefit and go back to work. I mean, I would love to have a publicist or somebody who wants to work on it for me, and I could pay them like a minimal amount of money to try to get me injected into something, and I would do all the work and read everything. But I don't know. I mean, it's something to do. That's just like one more thing to add to my to-do list. And I've written that to-do list. I mean, I've written that one in there. It's in there for sure. Try to publish an audio. The thing is, a lot of the stuff I'm reading, it's some of it's copyright. And that
Yeah, that's true.
it's like, is Audible gonna really pay me to like upload an audiobook? But also, do you know what LibriVox is?
No, I don't.
LibriVox is just like a nonprofit that records books and puts them on YouTube. Okay, cool. Wow.
Yeah, somebody had once suggested to me, sometimes libraries will have you, like, for people who are blind, they can go to library and like call into this service that reads the books for them. But
Oh,
I
wow.
called my local libraries, none of them do that. But like it would be great if they did. That'd be fun to do, to read for people who are blind. Because then you're giving back to the community and feels nice.
Okay, cool. I found it for you. I hope this is beneficial for you. I think it's going to be really beneficial for you. It's called the Dhammapada. And
Okay.
this is like, I think, what you need. This is what your kids need. I mean, I would read this to your kids at night. Whoa, you'll kill two birds with one stone on this one. I'm always trying to kill two birds. Okay, so this is called the Sacred Book. It's the Dhammapada by Buddha. If you click the link above and you just read that to the room, just take like 10 minutes and read it to the room, and you'll have a tremendous benefit.
Okay, got it. Let's see. Chapter 1. Here we go. The twin verses. Hold on. 1 second. My mom's at shopping for the girls and asking me their size of clothes and shoes. Sorry, I need to check real quick. Carry on without me for a moment.
Well, Adrian needs to check himself because, his bankruptcy really sucks right now.
No, Rachel, don't listen to Don G.
Don't let him lure you into his Greyhawk lair. I am that motherfucker. Come on, Robin. You don't realize I'm Batman?
Well, yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it's powerful stuff.
That's what she said?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. My mom was asking me for the sizes of my kids' clothes and shoes because she's getting them a Christmas present. But okay, here we go. Now I'm ready. Got it. Chapter 1, the twin verses. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. It is founded on our thoughts. It is made up of our thought. If a man speaks or acts with an evil thought, pain follows him, as the will follows the foot of the ox that drives the carriage. Dharma, though clear in its meaning, is difficult to translate. It has different meanings in different systems of philosophy, and its peculiar application in the phraseology of Buddhism has been fully elucidated by Bernal. It's some French title book, but I don't know how. Oh, great. It goes on. It's like French for a while, it looks like. Sorry, I don't know French, so let me skip that part.
Are you reading the
There we
same
go,
link?
okay.
Just read where it says chapter 1, Dhammapada, the twin verses.
Yeah, I am, but there's a part where it says he writes, and it's a quote in French.
Oh, I don't see
Do you
that.
see that?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
So I'm like, great. And then, okay, I found
Oh
it.
shit,
Okay,
maybe
gotta
this is...
skip to this part.
Ooh, this is tough. Okay. I see there's all kinds of like additional shit in here.
Yeah. Oh, and there's something looks like in German?
So I guess what you
Quote
want...
later in...
Yeah, you just want to read like the meat and potatoes, which is... Yeah, see,
Okay,
all
okay.
the other stuff is subnotes. So just go to number 1 and then scroll all the way down and then go to number 2, number 3, number 4.
Oh, there we go. Now I see it. Oh, those are just all... Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right, now number 2. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. It is founded on our thoughts. It is made up of our thought. If a man speaks or acts with a pure thought, happiness follows him, like a shadow that never leaves him. 3. He abused me. He beat me. He defeated me. He robbed me. In those who harbor such thoughts, hatred will never cease. He abused me. He beat me. He defeated me. He robbed me. In those who do not harbor such thought, hatred will cease. Number 3 is in another language. 5. Oh, there we go. For hatred does not cease by hatred at any time. Hatred ceases by love. This is an old rule. The world does not know that we must all come to an end here, but those who know it, their quarrels cease at once. He who lives looking for pleasures only, his senses uncontrolled, immoderate in his food, idle and weak. Mara, the tempter, will certainly overthrow him, as the wind throws down a weak tree. He who lives without looking for pleasures, his senses well controlled, moderate in his food, faithful and strong, him Mara will certainly not overthrow, any more than the wind throws down a rocky mountain. He who wishes to put on the yellow dress without having cleansed himself from sin, who disregards temperance and truth, is unworthy of a yellow dress. But he who has cleansed himself from sin is well grounded in all virtues, and regards also temperance and truth. He is indeed worthy of the yellow dress. They who imagine truth in untruth, and see untruth in truth, never arrive at truth, but follow vain desires. They who know truth in truth, and untruth in untruth, arrive at truth, and follow true desires. As rain breaks through an ill-thatched house, passion will break through an unreflecting mind. As rain does not break through a well-thatched house, passion will not break through a well-reflecting mind. The evildoer mourns in this world. He mourns in the next, he mourns in both. He mourns and suffers when he sees the evil of his own work. The virtuous man delights in this world, and he delights in the next. He delights in both. He delights and rejoices when he sees the purity of his own work. The evildoer suffers in this world, and he suffers in the next. He suffers in both. He suffers when he thinks of the evil he has done. He suffers more when going on the evil path. The virtuous man is happy in this world, and he is happy in the next. He is happy in both. He is happy when he thinks of the good he has done. He is still more happy when going on the good path. The thoughtless man, even if he can recite a large portion of the law, but is not a doer of it, has no share in the precept, but is like a cowherd counting the cows of others. The follower of the law, even if he can recite only a small portion of the law, but having forsaken passion and hatred and foolishness, possesses true knowledge and serenity of mind. He, caring for nothing in this world or that to come, has indeed a share in the priesthood.
Yeah, it was really good. I know it's kind of hard to read it from that link, but it really flows. If you can get a copy of that, go on Amazon or eBay and just spend the $4, $5, get a copy of the Dhammapada. Holy cow, read that book to your kids at night. Whoa, you'll make them really smart. You'll make yourself really smart. It's a very smart book.
Nice. Yeah, there was a time. I'll probably have Sabrina read it or read it to her, I guess. There's a book called Buddha in Your Pocket,
Mm-hmm.
and it's for like Buddhism geared towards teenagers. And I have a copy. I really like it, but like, yeah, that would be cool for Sabrina to read it. But yeah, I really like a lot of it because there was a time where I was reading stuff about Buddha and Buddhism for a while. I really liked it. And then I have a little Buddha statue because sometimes when I meditate, I create an altar. But I know, see, I like mine. Mine's a makeshift altar because people. Here you go. People have a dedicated place with an altar, right? For me, because I have kids, I don't really have a place for an altar. I just gather items from around my house. So like we have a mermaid fountain that I like, and then there's candles and incense and my Buddha statue. And so for me, the whole I know we gotta fix it. The whole process of like gathering all the pieces and getting the little tray and setting them up. Can you stop that? And setting them up, like I find that whole process very therapeutic, very meditative, because I'm creating a new altar each time I sit down to meditate. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, I'm going to read from Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching. This is going to be another meditation. I'm going to read the first 5 verses. So again, take the deepest breath of the day. Hold it for 10 seconds. Okay, this is verse 1, transcending. The Tao that can be told is not the universal Tao. The name that can be named is not the universal name. In the infancy of the universe, there were no names, naming fragments, the mysteries of life, into 10,000 things and their manifestations. Yet mysteries and manifestations spring from the same source, the great integrity, which is the mystery within manifestation, the manifestation within mystery, the naming of the unnamed, and the unnaming of the named. When these interpenetrations are in full attendance, we will pass the gates of naming notions in our journey toward transcendence. Verse 2, relativity. And there's commentary in here, but I'm not going to read the commentary. Relativity. We know beauty because there is ugly. We know good because there is evil. Being and not being, having and not having. Create each other, difficult and easy, long and short, high and low, define each other, just as before and after follow each other. The dialectic of sound gives voice to music, always transforming is from was, is the ancestors of to be. The wise teach without telling, allow without commanding, have without possessing, care without claiming. In this way, we harvest eternal importance because we never renounce it. Verse 3 tempering. Overpraising the gifted leads to conscientiousness, contentiousness. Overvaluing the precious invites stealing. Craving the desirable loses contentment. The natural person desires without craving and acts without excess. By not doing, everything is done. Verse 4 the great integrity. The great integrity is an endless abyss, yet it is the inexhaustibly fertile source of the universe. It blunts all sharpness, unties the untangled, and merges with the dust. Hidden but ever present, this parent of the gods, whose child may it be? Verse 5 Yin and Yang. Yin and Yang aren't sentimental. They exist without moralizing. They act regardless of our wishes within the ebb and flow of every pregnant moment. The space between yin and yang is like a bellows, empty yet infinitely full. The more it yields, the more it fills. Countless words, count less than the silent balance between yin and yang. Okay, that's the first 5 verses. I'll just read you the 5th verse commentary. Yin and yang, like heaven and earth, is a metaphor for all that exists. We are reminded here that existence is not sentimental. The course of events does not simply follow our wishes or prayers. Moreover, the harder we try to force events to conform to our moralizations, the less likely our success. On the other hand, the more we yield to the rhythms, bellows of life, the greater our fruition. How often Lao Tzu bids us to put aside our ideological predilections so that we may be free to ebb and flow with the new opportunities of every pregnant moment. Thus, countless words, our exhortations count less than the silent, existential balance between yin and yang. That's Sacred Wisdom, 81 verses by Lao Tzu, with introduction and commentary. The spirit of life never dies. It is the infinite gateway to mysteries within mysteries. The Tao Te Ching.
Like that.
Tao is essentially God. Okay, so this is your second part of the hymn to Pan. Listen to this.
And the word of madness and mystery. O Pan, O Pan. O Pan, O Pan, Pan. Pan, Pan. Pan, I am a man. Do as thou wilt, as a great God can. O Pan, O Pan. O Pan, O Pan, Pan. I am awake in the grip of the snake. The eagle slashes with beak and claw. The gods withdraw. The great beasts come. I Pan. I am born to the death on the horn of the unicorn. I am Pan. I Pan. I Pan, Pan. Pan. I am thy mate. I am thy man. Goat of thy flock. I am bold. I am God. With hoofs of steel I race from the rock. Through solstice stubborn to equinox. And I rave, and I rape, and I rip, and I rend. Everlasting world without end. Mannequin maiden, and the word of madness.
I mean, I don't know if you have a YouTube, but you can create these shorts. They're a minute long, 15 seconds long, or 30 or 3 minutes long. So if you read, if you read a book and you create an audiobook, um, you can use these shorts and just like do 10 clips a day for a minute a day and then just listen to the playback. That's how I do it. You don't have to like, store anything on your phone. Just do the shorts. But get a YouTube account. And if you, want to do self hypnosis, self therapeutic work, just read, quality. There's a difference between like a doctor, creating like a 300-page book and it's just tons of filler information, or you can just read like these sacred texts and like really just like devour the meat and potatoes.
Yeah, I love that. Oh, here's one. What do you think of the Bhagavad Gita? I have a copy of that, a hard copy.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good. It's a little long though, that's the problem. Like I would say like consider it like 10 minutes. Imagine like if you were under extreme stress or extreme time constraints and you only had 10 minutes a day to read. Bhagavad Gita, it would be a good book to choose, but it's pretty long. So like maybe focus in on like the most consequential chapter. I think it's like the seventh chapter. I can't remember what's considered like the transcendental text of the book. But I just saw something.
Yeah, I
about
even
this.
could do like asynchronous chats on.
You have those batteries?
Yes, it should work. Because I was reading on these asynchronous chats, I've been reading some of my poetry. So that'd be cool. Like I can read my poetry book, and then do an asynchronous chat with some of these other texts here on Clubhouse. Would be cool.
Is it a poetry book you wrote?
Yeah, I self published it last year. It's called Seasons and Musings.
Mm-hmm.
You can get it on Barnes and Noble and Amazon, and I also got it in a local bookshop here where I live. So that's cool.
Well, I would encourage you to read things that you didn't write, because when you do that, if you create something new, it'll be an incorporation. Again, I'm really I for myself, I just because I enjoy it, like I encourage people to like push the limit on what you read. But that sacred text website, if you bookmarked it, you won't have to spend any money if you want to read anything from there. But
Yeah.
I have
And then
I've
there's
got
always
1,000.
the local library.
Yeah, there's a library by me, but I've gone a couple times. They don't really have the library by me is like it's almost totally dedicated to like a kids section. But there's another library by me that has some good books. But I have over 1,000 books at my house, across like 10 different bookshelves. It's so much. It's so much weight.
That is amazing. I wish I had that many. I just don't have enough room.
I know. I've got a 3-bedroom, 1-bath, so I've like made every bedroom into like a library, and my goal is to like photograph every book, post it on YouTube, and just do like a 15-second or a 1-minute read from every book, and have every book that I own on YouTube.
Coach Adrian, should I go Eternia or Versace?
Versace probably.
Versace, I have The Dreamer or Eros.
Eros.
So I know everybody has their journey, and I'm just curious, when did you first start like getting into all these sacred texts? Has it been for a long time?
It's probably all because of Alan Watts, because he talks about the Tao Te Ching, Shuangzi, the I Ching. It's all his lectures, and so when he talks about it, like I actually just went on eBay and Amazon and like bought what he was talking about. So having the hard copies at home is like great, because as you can see, like reading it off your phone is like it's difficult. So if you can get like a, just I go on eBay and I sort by price. So if you were to type in, Dao De Jing book, Lao Tzu's Dao De Jing book, then you just sort by price and buy it now, and you just buy the cheapest copy there is. And almost every book on eBay, you can get it the cheapest copy of every book for like $4 basically. So you can, I've like accumulated a massive library of interrelated works to pretty much all of these things. Um, I've like built like an external hard drive essentially, and I'm just gonna like repost them all to YouTube. Just read snippets from every book, um, and let the algorithm determine which ones get the traffic and which ones are like keywords being searched. I could show you like I've recorded a lot. Oh god, I've like insanely recorded a large amount of information, but I do have this old YouTube account called Philosophy Videos, and when was this, 2017, I think. I don't even know anymore. I think 2017. I was living in like a terrible apartment, and I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna record audiobooks. So I sat there in this horrible apartment and I read Shuangzi and Lao Tzu and Marcus Aurelius or Epictetus. My neighbors were like heroin addicts and they were like puking all the time. So disgusting.
I mean, yeah, that's a good route to go.
I felt so bad for
Like
these
just
people.
read.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I lived in downtown, I think I'm echoing inside you. Your mic.
My bad. Let me mute. Go ahead.
I reminds me of, I lived in an apartment in downtown LA, but it was only $500 a month. But the reason it was so cheap was because it was right there by like a block over was Skid Row. And yeah, it was a super tiny, just like a room with not even, and it had a sink, but it didn't even have any like, there was no what stove, anything to cook. So yeah, and the bathrooms, it was 4 bathrooms for each floor. So it was shared by all the people on the floor. And yeah, most of the people there were just drug addicts.
Been straight, but with like a slight wave, a bit of frizz, dried ends, which according to
The thing I
TikTok
did
is naturally wavy hair.
was I just kept renting DVDs because I didn't have Wi-Fi either. I didn't have, yeah, and so I had my computer that could play DVDs at the time, and I just go to the local library, check out a bunch of movies, and just pull up in my little lonesome apartment and just watch movies, like as many as I could.
So the video above are the prayers of Reb Nachman. I recorded it 7 years ago, and it's got 1.1 thousand views. And on that YouTube account, the number one video is Shuangzi, Philosophy Buddhist Chinese audiobook that has 1.7 thousand views. But this is exactly like this has helped me so much. You have no idea. Like just creating these audio, because I have listened to these like hundreds of times. Listening to yourself read this stuff. I don't know. It's like you got to make yourself smarter, smarter, smarter. Like this is like we're using technology to like hack our brains now. So the recordings and listening to it and like the things you don't need to memorize anything because when you listen to it like you're processing it like real time and you're just putting it into your subconscious memory and then you just go about your life. But it's like doing light work, like you're filling your hard drive with extremely powerful scripts and programming. So the link above is a very powerful book. It's by Reb Nachman Breslov, and it's his like prayer book. You could call it like a grimoire almost, but it's like Marcus Aurelius's Meditations. It's a prayer to God. So if you listen to it, it's a very powerful, magic book.
And is this you reading it, honestly?
Yeah. And
philosophyvideos.com is all of your stuff.
No, you could go to that domain name. It's probably not even registered. I mean, I'm sure nobody even re-registered it, but who knows? But the point is, like, I don't even have access to this YouTube account anymore. because I don't have the email or the phone anymore to like do the password reset. But the point is, yeah, the point is like it would be nice to monetize it, but you got to have like you got to have I think 1,500 subscribers now and certain hours of watch views, so it wouldn't even be monetizable. But I'm just saying for like self therapeutic work, it's been very awesome. And I would just say like for you and for your children, like from like if I had kid wife, like I would definitely be reading to them every night and even recording like the audio, you know, and having them read books because like you have to be a teacher because like the public schools are just trash, so you have to like do the supplementary and like force them to read, and even I would even force them to meditate. Get a meditation cushion for like $10 and make it like a thing. They have to find fun in it, so like I tried to help my neighbors, my old neighbors. Their kids were just insane, and they never could sit still. Nobody, the house was just absolute chaos. And I was like, bro, I'm gonna get you couple meditation cushions, and like a meditation book. He's like, bro, that was amazing. My kids are loving it. I'm just kidding. They probably never even. Anyways, you see my point? Like, you can manipulate your children with communication, and you can manipulate yourself with communication, but you have to like force it. And by recording it, it makes it like that much more possible and feasible. And then using this app to talk to people. Like, I would never be having this conversation by myself. Like, I need you here to like talk about this, or to like read a book. Like, I don't want to study alone. So, you can create your own rooms and read books, but like studying alone is boring and reading books alone is boring because there's no feedback.
Oh, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the communication circuit is a feedback loop. It's just like constantly pinging and pinging and pinging and like looking for the return response. See, this is like my complaint about Elon Musk. Like, if you listen to how like manic he is and how neurotic he is and how he just like goes and goes, he must be on Adderall. I think he has to be on
Yeah,
Adderall.
last night, yeah, I was like, this dude is so manic right now. When I was listening to him, I request to go up, and they don't bring me up. But maybe if I keep showing up eventually,
well, you repost him, comment and say, "Hey, Adrian, like I'm really enjoying, your spaces. I'm an avid listener, and like you have to like, because he'll look at your profile. If you raise your hand, he will look at your profile to see like who you are, what you're talking about, what you're posting about. But if before you raise your hand, like repost it and say like, I'm gonna try to get on the Adrian Dittman show tonight. I like absolutely love the conversation. Like, because you can flirt with him. You can flirt with one of the richest men in the world. But you like do the pre-flirt and then get in there and then flirt hard, and like he'll make you a regular. And like you could probably work for Tesla. You could work for SpaceX. You could work for X. I'm not kidding you. Like, this is how you really get a job.
They actually, there is an internship, I think, with Tesla in Austin. Oh, it's the grassy. Can you hear it in the background? The mower or whatever?
No.
Oh, okay. There was an internship I came across earlier this year before working at Tesla. But I wanted to move to Austin. But like, I don't know. I was the AI data trainer for like a year. I wonder if there's any opportunity like that.
You could work at X. X is the place to be. X is the growth company. Like, their revenue is going to explode. And Trump and what's the company called? Not Truth. I think it's Truth Social. Anyways, these and the Trump network, whatever, that stock has come back up. I'm just saying that like X would be the place to be because like the fact that Elon is on it every day, all like if you look at how much he posts and retweets all day long, and like you were an investor in Tesla or you were on the board of directors and you knew that Adrian Dittman is posting all day long instead of even doing work emails or work calls, like he's a you see what I'm saying? Like X would be the place to go. Like, and plus you don't want to do an internship because you're already a grown ass woman, and you have, exceptional experience and capabilities. So, like, if you could get at X, like, they have a big AI team at X. And even last night, he was talking about, like, Bly's. He's like, I don't want to give this to Bly's. He's like, oh, what about, this guy? And Bly's like, yeah, I think he'd be a good guy for that. I mean, I'm just saying, you could work for Elon. But, like, you got to, I don't know. Are you on LinkedIn? Because I have an Adrian Dittman.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I have an Adrian Dittman LinkedIn account. Um, and I've been adding ex employees, and there's a lot of ex employees, that are still that are on LinkedIn, and like add them. And yeah. Anyways, I mean, these are just like thoughts, but like if I was a woman and I had a good voice like yours, and that Elon you can manipulate him, because he has this other woman who comes on every night. Her name is like the Freckled Jew. I'm not making this up. Her name is like Freckled Jew or whatever on Twitter, and she's got a lot of followers, and she posts tons of memes, and she's very funny and very cute, and she goes on there and flirts with him, and like and he flirts back with her. There's definitely like sexual flirtatious communication. Um,
I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to think about how to do that because, yeah, I don't know.
You could create a new X account and just call it like Poetry by Rachel or something. And then, because if you don't want to screw up, if you have like a pre-existing account that you don't want to like post all kinds of stuff on, just get like a burner X account, and then communicate with him that way and build up like some content and followers and whatever. But like,
Okay.
if you could penetrate his bubble, whoa, like that would be the ultimate communication, like the ultimate penetration. To develop a relationship with him on X would be incredible. It could definitely have real world turnover. Even last night, you could see how happy it is that he gets to come on there and talk, 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 talk. And he's even like He's like organizing a meetup. He's organizing the people. I think he either works with them already, or it is actually he doesn't actually know them in the real world yet. So the point is that he like last night he said, he's like, I'm gonna do this every day. I'm like, I can't believe he's gonna keep going on night after night, hooting and hollering. Like if it gets out that anyways, I'm just happy to be recording it, because like it's the biggest. If I was a journalist or an investigative journalist, this would be the biggest scoop you could get. Like if I was at New York Post, New York Times, CNN, Wall Street Journal, like this would be and your editor was like, bro, are you recording Elon tonight? Because like you would be building a database of everything he's doing and saying every night, and waiting to like dump it, into your periodical or into your news. So it's going to come out eventually that like he's hosting a nightly podcast. But he loves it. But to me, it's like horribly annoying at certain times listening to him. Like, because what's amazing is Clubhouse is like the same thing. If you overtalk people, and people are in disagreement, or like they get nasty or angry, it like ruins the vibe. You know what I'm saying? So like last night was a good example where he's like, what the hell do you even know? He's like, are you even married? Have you ever been married? Or have you ever even had kids? He's like, then you don't even. He's like, you can't make that statement unless you're willing to back it up. He's like, I refuse to reveal any personal knowledge on this app. It was so funny.
Well, now you gotta help me pick a picture of that old type, because here I'll show you. I'll find it and show you the one I use currently on Twitter, and then
yeah. Because think about.
I mean, on X, not Twitter.
How long have you been using this app, Clubhouse?
Me, I think I joined in 2020, and then I stayed off it for a year, and then came back.
So basically, what I'm trying to say is that like making money on this app, fucking never gonna happen. All your communication on here, it's like all the same shit. Nothing is new. But the fact that if you could get into Elon's little circle, with Adrian, like that would be the highest optimization of your time because it could have real financial a back end to it. You could talk to Roger Mayhem on here, who works for Salesforce, and Salesforce is a big company. Salesforce could be. I would also try to get with Roger Mayhem on this app because he definitely works for Salesforce, and like they had just had a blowout quarter. Like, but this is, I think, like doing this kind of stuff. Even if you want to get employed, like, damn, I mean, to get with Adrian Dittman, um, and did you see where they're building the new SpaceX and they're building a whole city like outside of like the launch area on the coast in the Gulf Coast? They're like literally Tesla, SpaceX is building a city right now. They got like the legislative
Oh, wow.
approval. So
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I saw about it.
see, that's the thing about Elon. It's like he is in control of all this, but like he's one person. And so like there's so many people that he works with that like they don't even talk to him. They're just doing their job. Um and they do not know he's Adrian Dittman on X, but like imagine like working for him and then like listening to him on X, and like not a lot of people agree with him politically, or even like personally. Some people like are revolted by his demeanor, attitude, etc. So I don't know, like you could, damn. I mean, it's an interesting conversation. I mean, what did you think about all the stuff he was saying last night? Because he was really going into prenups and women and nightclub whores and all kinds of shit where you're just like, man, like this guy's unfiltered, and he has to be operating on Adderall because he's speaking 10,000 words a minute.
Yeah, well, first, this is the picture I have on X, and I don't know if I should change it. I'll show you the one I was thinking of using. But also, so I jumped in and out of that last night, and so I missed the part about the nightclub thing. But I did hear the stuff about the prenup, and I actually was feeling, I don't know, I actually agree with a lot of what he was saying about it as a test to ask somebody about whatever, but so I missed. Oh, in your hand? Oh, I thought you wanted it in the bag. Okay, here you go. So I missed everything he was saying. But I did want to ask him what he thought of this because I have this policy, or not policy, but one time I was talking to this guy who was kind of marriage minded about me, and we didn't get married or anything after all. But when we talked about it, he said something about, I bet you wouldn't want to say that you'll obey me or something, because he was like raised Christian. And so, but I said, but the thing that I don't want to say is promise that I'll love you forever, but I would promise to always be truthful. And to me, that was a more realistic promise to give to somebody, because people change and love might die, or something else might happen. And so I don't know if I could love someone forever, but I would always be truthful. I wouldn't cheat. I would tell them when issues arise. And to me, that's more comforting than some false promise of loving me forever that I don't know if you can actually fulfill. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but symbolically, love is the ultimate word. So by, negating love in your communication, it's like, it could be devastating to somebody else who's like all about love. And love is so abstract and conceptual that, yeah. I'm just saying words matter. Like, what you just
I
said.
know about love too.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to be more realistic about it, I guess.
Well, look at it poetically and theatrically. That like is it to your downside to just be a love neurolinguistic programmer? No, it's not. People respond well to the word love. They respond well to the word joy. They respond well to the word, any positive word, presence, awareness. I mean, So but when you start negating, I can't promise that I'll love you forever. That's like putting a knife in a back and then pulling it. I mean,
Well, I
I'm
always
just saying, yeah.
identified because, yeah, no, I get what you're saying. It's just, where it stems from. I promised to be loyal and stay in the whole time with him forever, and I broke that promise. But it was justified. So ever since then, I identified with this song from Incubus called "No Promises."
Hmm.
And if you listen to that song, yeah, it kind of captures how I feel, I guess, because I'm like, things change and people change. But yeah, I guess to somebody else it sounds really harsh.
I mean, Zen, like that Shin Shin Ming document. Um, what was the name of the Incubus song? No Promises,
No
right?
promises.
Yeah, I mean, in many ways, that's what the Shin Shin Ming document is. It's like, don't make any promises. Don't make any vows. Live for today. There is no tomorrow in the absolute. So, um, but you kind of, in the Western tradition, like love is the word. In the Eastern or whatever, it's like now, be here now, and but that's where love is. You can't really love anybody in the future. You can't even love somebody in the past. You can still only love now. So, I mean, that's always the double-edged sword and the trick about the present moment. That with the wordplay, it's all abstract expansion, But when you get back to the material world, into the now or the new, um, I don't know. You just, I don't know. If you can just like, because the world is so toxic, people are so toxic, and nothing works. Like you just go to the grocery store and you could have a nervous breakdown because like the fucking cash register doesn't work, the credit card doesn't work, the person behind the counter is like fucking with your order. Like there's just so many ways to like constantly get triggered. But I feel like with doing therapeutic work, you let it go and you love people. But also the other thing is like if I was at CVS yesterday and it's like it's the worst checkout process ever. Oh, Francisco is here. Um, it's the worst checkout process ever. And but I hate to say I'm like a people person, but I appreciate people, but I realize they're more valuable and more rare than even what I'm buying. Like a person is more unique and special than any product out there. Um, so like you got to look at somebody in the face and you got to like I don't know, I feel like I carry love and joy, so it's like when I see other people and I see how much pain they're in and they're still masked up and their health sucks and they're not making much and they're just like hanging on, I'm like, the least I can do is be aware of your presence, and I can't really give you anything. I can just give you my awareness, and that's like carrying love with you. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the best gift you can give someone is your awareness and your presence or whatever. And oh, you need another ice cube? For me, yeah, lately for a while I've been saying I embody love and I give unconditional love to people. And what I met somebody recently, right? And I was just really being in the present, both of us were, and feelings naturally, organically started popping up. And there was a moment where I felt like in that moment, I felt such unconditional love for him. But I was hesitant to tell him that because people freak out. Like love has become this heavy word with all these expectations and attachments. When really, why can't we express that we love another human being and leave it at that? And I don't need to add like, oh, therefore you have to give me this, or therefore we're gonna get married, or therefore I'm completely enamored with you. Like it doesn't have to mean that. And so I sent him this audio message one time because I just felt like one, he needed to hear it, and two, I was just true to my feelings. And I told him I feel this unconditional love for him, and I explained it, and he answered and was like, "Oh my God, Rachel, this is one of the most beautiful things someone's ever said to me." And also, it totally sounded like a poem. And he's like, "Did you write it out first?" And I said, "No, it was just off the cuff." And he's like, "Wow, body love and give everybody that gift. And it doesn't have to like mean something beyond that you love them, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. A man who's told he's loved can either feel uncomfortable because it's not reciprocated, or it can be, joyful, I suppose, if like it's good news. Um, you know.
Yeah, he was very happy and moved by it.
Yeah, I mean, you could listen to Elon last night. He's like, you don't want to marry. He's like, absolutely. Signing the prenup is like the first step. Um. Anyways, what does Resalina want to say? Resalina, welcome to the Adrian Dittman Show.
Yeah, Adrian. So, Resalina brought up great points in another room about, she was talking about trans and the kids.
Really, Resalina?
Yeah, and how we shouldn't be pushing it on children.
Yeah, I agree.
And forcing them to choose a gender when they're born gender.
Yeah, it's very, very crazy because it's like you're dealing with an older person's mental health disorder, like impacting the decision, and like they're projecting their position onto the child as opposed to letting the child be original. So it's terrible. It's terrible education, terrible communication. It's toxic. It's destructive. It's confusing for people. It's horrible. It's
Sorry, I missed it. What was horrible? I was getting something from
teachers, like teachers politically espousing transgenderism to, adolescents and projecting trans concepts onto children. Like, it's just, I don't know. I cannot possibly conceive why anybody in an academic setting needs to spend 1 second to listening to a teacher talk about, men dressing up as women or women, presenting as men. To me, it's like unconscionable, but that's who's in the education department. So that's what children have to contend with.
Stuff is like sexual stuff, like it's sexual fetishes and sexual fantasies. Same with the furry issue. How people are pretending to be animals. Like that's something keep in the bedroom.
Yeah, it's just insanity. It's so stupid. That's the thing, is it's like it's so anti-intellectual, so anti-academic, that it's just like cultural propaganda.
Yeah, don't forget about what about the drag story?
I don't know. I mean, I've seen drag performances where, like, as an adult, I'm thoroughly like entertained because I'm like, that is the craziest fucking human I've ever seen, and that is like a 6'6" black guy jumping up into the air in a bikini, landing on his balls and doing the splits, and then popping back up and like doing a somersault, and you're like, holy shit, this fucking guy is full of fucking piss and vinegar and strength, and you're like, you can appreciate it as an adult. But again, I just feel like when you're dealing with young children's minds, like what you're trying to do is just upload, math, science, your language, and any kind of injection of, anything outside of like very vanilla, like, scientific or mathematic information. It's like, what's the point? I mean, all that stuff is adult content. None of that stuff is child content.
Like even when I was a kid and they did teach us like sex ed, we learned about our bodies. We didn't learn about trans and gay and any of that stuff. We learned about how our own personal bodies work as a female or a male.
Right.
Not like I was a very influential. Sorry, I'm echoing on you.
Oh, that's me. Sorry.
Oh no, you made great points, right?
Well, I was an easily influenced child, and me as a child, I did think one time that maybe I should have been born in a boy's body. Maybe I should have been a boy. And within 2 years, I grew out of that phase. And I didn't feel the same, and I didn't act the same or think the same. But as a small child in this day and age, if I said that by mistake to the wrong person, my teacher might start giving me hormones. They might start pumping me with vitamins or hormones to try and change my identity, which that's not what I wanted. I was just going through a phase, a tomboy phase, where I thought maybe I was supposed to be a boy, but I quickly grew out of that. And I'm afraid for the children now that aren't strong-minded, that are easily influenced, that might say, oh yeah, maybe I was supposed to be a boy. And then they take all these hormones, they screw up their body, and now they want to have a child, they want to be a woman, and they can't.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is coming out because of X, you know, and children who have undergone gender reassignment surgeries and hormone therapies, like they're suing the doctors that rush them into the process. Um, you know, so a lot of these uh, stories are, you know, thoroughly documented now. I think I heard Vivek Ramaswamy say that that peak wokeism is behind us, and I do believe that too. I feel like a lot of these things, I feel like the in many ways like problem solvers and like adults are back in charge, as opposed to like, I mean, I can't believe Biden commuted all of these death sentences for these horrific murderers and child murderers. It's like, what does that say about his character? I mean, is that the ultimate Christian? Is that like what the Pope or the ultimate Christian would do? Is like forgive and continue to spend 120,000 a year to house and feed and clothe and educate prisoners who are like the most malicious murderers you could possibly imagine. Like that's why I say I would have no problem being a federal executioner. I think I could like very hygienically execute people and dispose of the bodies as affordably as possible. I if we want to if we want to like circumvent absolute financial economic meltdown, I hate to say it, but like killing the worst murderers amongst us as financially cheaply and as hygienically as possible will have to be incorporated into cost reductions. It's just, you know, it's a horrible conversation to have, but if they're really serious about decreasing the debt substantially, like they're gonna have to start cutting corners and stop spending so much money on imprisoning people. It's insane.
You know, it's funny. I think that's where the entertainment comes in, because you're like, what the fuck is this guy doing dressed up like that? Yeah, man. This trans thing is getting out of hand.
Well, you know, it's a lot of violent crimes are committed by trans men, and I think it's just indicative of like, you know, the fact that they have a severe mental health impairment or that they are so politically insane. I mean, the TikTok stuff, you know, like they're supposedly the January 15 TikTok ban, I believe, is like taking place, but like Trump met with the CEO of TikTok, so I bet you that they cut a deal and like they will do like content moderation and prevent men from dressing up as women and having like, you know, live streams with hundreds of children. I mean, it's like, what the fuck? You know, the fact that men put makeup on, dress like women, pretend they're like women, talk about politics, talk about trans bigotry and all this shit to like children, you know, while they're putting makeup on. It's like, okay, that is not that is not that you may be demonstrating your right to freedom of speech, but you know, like we have to have just like, you know, I think you have to go back in time to like NBC, CBS, ABC, the censors, even the Hollywood movie rating system and all that stuff. But I did read that Meta and all the major tech companies now are going to require photo identification for creating social media accounts. And they're going to create a massive database of children's photos when when you try to register now, like you'll have to take a selfie and upload some kind of like verification because they're going to like they're not, you know, they're going to take preemptive steps to limiting children's access to these like horribly devastating platforms of addiction. and like doom scrolling and screen, obsession. So it's the dopamine. That's the problem with these phones and the platforms is it's the dopamine addiction and the opportunity cost and loss of opportunity that the child incurs as a result of having a cell phone in front of their eyes for 40 hours a week.
It goes back to what you said earlier. A lot of these kids nowadays are being raised by their phones and their tablets. It can be very difficult to track what your child is watching or learning. That's why it's good to get into meditation and be actively involved in your children's lives. You gotta have a certain level of discipline, and yeah, I mean, in the formative years, you can't. I mean, they can't be fed all the information that's out there. You know what I mean?
Well, you just have to know that it's a dopamine addiction. And whether it's, I'm just saying, you're going to have a dopamine. You have to create a dopamine addiction, which is as positive as possible. Kill two birds with one stone. Produce and create, don't consume. It's it's financially always better to create and distribute as opposed to just consume. So like if you are going to go the spiritual meditation, a hypnosis route, you know, create and distribute and spread joy as opposed to spreading misinformation, disinformation, propaganda, hate, lies, and negative speech. Like use your First Amendment right for for positive communication at all times. So it's 3:37 p.m. CST. I'm in Chicago. It's December 23rd. Jesus is Lord is requesting to speak.
God bless the Lord. Merry Christmas to all.
Jesus, could you please start your new government already and take it all over and make everyone bend at the knee? Like, what's the deal, Jesus? Like, what's taking so long? Could we please have, your wonderful fascism and new government and
Jesus
laws
did not
now?
come, Jesus did not come to lead over his people, but rather to save his people. Right? This is salvation. So again, God bless. Jesus is Lord, as you read it. And Merry Christmas. And remember why we are celebrating Christmas, right? We are celebrating for the birth of our Messiah. The Messiah has already come.
But don't they say the Messiah is going to come again?
And he will come again. Yes, this is, and every tongue will confess, every eyes will see. The Lord returned.
Amen, brother. Amen.
Amen. Amen. I do want to wish live from the Adrian Dittman podcast. I do want to wish everyone a happy holiday, stay blessed, and truly, truly appreciate the people and the family in your life. Because there's a lot of people that don't have anybody, So, yeah, it's coming live. Sorry, I'm driving at the same time.
You want to read anything today, Jesus, on the Adrian Dittman Show? Can I give you you want to read from the Book of John?
No, I don't. I don't want to read right now.
Well, what are you doing?
I'm saving people. Don't worry.
I'm dying laughing because yesterday, T Robs on this app was like, this fucking girl. She wrote me the greatest pickup line ever on Bumble. She's like, "Now that I'm here, what are your other two wishes?" I looked at my Bumble account now, and some chick wrote me that. I was like, I can't believe it. That must be going around as like a pickup line, and people are repeating it. And I like copied and pasted. I actually wrote it to some other girl. So now I'm laughing, thinking like, everybody has heard that pickup line already. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna use. I thought you were gonna pull a Joe Biden.
Hold on, let me see if it's him. No, that's not him.
Oh, okay. I didn't know the art. I thought maybe that. Hello, 6%, 6% over 10 years plus compound. I know, but that's, if you did the, what do you think a Muslim bank would do?
My clubhouse, dude, this new clubhouse update is really bad.
A period of time they resisting it now, and that resistance is a.
I clicked on the room and I can't.
They
There we go.
They don't charge interest to their own Jews. You know. I'm at the mall right now. I think I'm gonna try that pickup. Islamic would probably charge high fees and all sort of high costs to the outsider.
Try it. See how it works.
I'll let you. We're going into Macy's first. I might pick up a new. For work.
Today, if you borrowed $100 from me, it could be 30 years from now. You only owe me $30.
Can you borrow me some 100,000 euros?
There's no interest. There's no time.
That's why I love you. Can you borrow me 1,000 euros?
Why would I borrow you?
The word is, can you lend me? Can you lend me?
Why would I lend you?
Sorry. Yeah, he threatened me earlier by telling me, "Oh, I'll show one of your recordings of you flipping out." What the fuck?
Yeah, dude, you're.
Like, yo, you say you hate Jews? You say you hate Jews, bro. You never lost your account for fucking.
I lost my account plenty of times.
So shut the fuck up.
Dude, you're
just a wannabe. You're just a wannabe. Your mother's not even really Jewish, bro. Shut up.
But any credibility
I have
you
the entire text here.
It's over.
This was
Yeah,
everything
Jewish.
I could copy.
Oh, you didn't know,
This
did
is
you?
everything I could copy from what I sent you. Okay?
Who the fuck are you, Rabbi?
I'm not even talking.
Oh my God. Listen, I have everything I sent you. I will read it right now. I copied everything I could to paste. Get that son of a bitch, Vinny Adams, in here. I will not apologize to his mother. That guy's a fucking terrorist supporter. He's the son of a Sunni whore, and he better.
You're embarrassing yourself more and more. And the people who are supporting you in this is just telling of how low you've fallen.
How have I fallen, Bob? I'm not supporting a fucking terrorist.
My guy,
I don't support people who want to use
what did you say
as
about
human
the
shields.
What did you say about the saints?
I'm not an Eastern Orthodox. I don't swear by the saints. So I don't care about a medieval. I don't care about a medieval.
What did you say about the saints?
I said fuck them. Fuck them.
Okay,
they're Eastern Orthodox. So fuck them.
Yeah, that's who's supporting you today.
No, first off, I venerate some of their saints because some of them are actually Neophysites and not heretics. Like,
Yeah, but these are the people that are supporting you in this Nabil. So.
Was that guy a Jew? Was that guy a Jew?
No. He was just a clown. He's an idiot.
Oh, okay.
And he's a self-professed Catholic.
Okay.
Like the Catholic too.
Yeah, listen. Here's the thing. Unless you get Benny Adams in here to debate me, then you're a coward as well.
I'm not a coward, dude. I
Supporting
told you. I would have let you guys speak. You already know I've met Pro Bashar.
I would have let you guys speak if you apologized for cursing his mom. You refused to do that and doubled down.
And why should I apologize for cursing some Muslim dog?
Okay, there you go. I mean, Jesus Christ, the woman's dead. Like, leave it up to God.
Dead. Oh no! Whatever shall I do?
This is just.
Yeah, it's really sad. She died. Oh no.
No, your behavior. I don't.
Yeah. Listen. Here's the thing, and I have to say is this though, is Benny Adams, crypto Muslim piece of crap, who is too afraid to actually debate a single topic when it comes to Syria. He's so adamant on his beliefs.
With him on this for the better part of 3 weeks.
You said you had one conversation.
I lied
one time
because I lied because of the unhingedness you're showing now and you've been showing for a while now.
I do want to warn you that you probably are breaking TOS with the title. I don't think you're allowed to have people's names. It could get you banned. Just let me know.
You're more
Don't
concerned
worry,
about the
I barely
title
had
than his
any
behavior.
reports on me.
You're more concerned about the title than his behavior.
No, I just.
This is why you're as fake of a Christian as that guy Park. Both of you are basically the same.
I'm pretty sure you would dance in the graves of Protestants and shit on them.
No. I pray for the forgiveness of the Protestant, the Jew, the Muslim, the pagan, all sorts of people. You, on the other hand, I mean, you're just a pathetic buffoon. You hang around with people that would blaspheme Christ, blaspheme Mother Mary, just because you hate Muslims. That's just fucking rhythm.
Pray for anybody.
No, I'm just telling you the truth. You don't like the truth because you're not a real Christian. You're just a triggered ex-Muslim. That's it. You're a triggered ex-Shia.
In a way that's
No, it's not my truth. It's a fact. You are a triggered ex-Shia. I'm sorry. Whatever Shia Islam did to you, you have no part in the face of Christianity.
What? What is Shia Islam?
You don't. Yeah, I know you're an ex-Shia. And that's why, the most sad thing about ex-Muslims, there are no...
Evil Jew, right?
Yeah, I'm not Jewish. Anyway, but the sad thing about ex-Muslims is the sad... Oh my god. Alright. The sad thing about ex-Muslims, there are plenty of atheists...
For my past is...
Go on.
Part of your family's Jewish.
Yeah, part of my family's Jewish, yes.
Okay, and they deny Christ.
Absolutely, yes.
That's how you were raised.
No. I grew up Christian. Thankfully. I grew up Christian, thankfully. Now, I reject and refuse.
You run around cursing Jews. You run around
Absolutely.
cursing Protestants. You
Yes.
want to make
And
fun
I
of people because they converted to
cool.
Christianity.
Yeah, no. I make fun of you because you show no fruits of the Spirit at all. Your whole worldview, the entirety of your worldview is just based on I'm against the Muslim, I'm against the Muslim, and I'm against the Muslim. There are also Christians whose whole worldview is based on I'm against the Jew. They're just as pathetic. Exactly.
I'm in Moose's room, so I'm just gonna respect him.
Cool.
I'm not gonna kick you out. But you don't know anything about me, Rabbi, because I'm not hanging out with you.
Our friend.
You're not my time of day. All you do is curse people.
I moved into the audience just so I can speak for a second. Listen, if any of you have Benny Adams as a mutual, get him in this room now, because if he is not a coward, son of the Muslim whore, then he will come and debate you on the topic of what's going on in Syria, that crypto-Muslim terrorist-supporting piece of khara should come here now.
I don't get how that guy has any friends.
Because Rebbe is weird. I'm telling you, the only reason I'm friends with Rebbe is only because I find his stupidity entertaining.
It's sick. He's a huge hypocrite.
When I first met him, he came into a room saying Hitler was based. Like, what?
I don't see how he's Christian. I think he's probably just LARPing.
Oh, his family family is Christian. Don't get me wrong. He is Catholic. I'd say his family, most of his family is Anglican, and some are Pentecostals. He became Catholic as he got older. But he has if you're wondering why he cuts for Muslims so easily, his godmother is Shia Iranian.
Okay, so he's from a family of Jewish Shia Protestants that are also Catholic. Is that right?
No, he's Catholic. The rest of his family is different Protestant denominations.
No, he was telling that Catholic guy to become. He was pushing Eastern Orthodox.
No, he's Eastern Catholic. That's why they venerate the same saints. So that's kind of the reason why.
Okay, because who's that guy? What's his name? Paul, or I forget his name, but is it Paul? I forget. But there's this Catholic kid on here, and he was telling him to convert to Eastern Orthodox.
Who knows?
It's so weird. I think he just
made a room called The Weakness of Tough House Christian.
I mean, I really don't even think he's Christian, honestly. I seriously, and especially saying his family's Jewish, it doesn't make any sense because he talks crap about Jews all the time.
He wasn't actually saying his family is Jewish. He told you, yes, I was raised Christian. He was just saying it because you kept saying, well, then you must have been raised by Jews. That's why you hate Jews so much.
I didn't say that.
Oh, I didn't say that. Also, why did I never realize until now that I'm drawing of Muhammad drinking camel piss?
I have no idea. I've had this.
I always thought that was a six-legged hybrid horseman with a weird tail.
Yeah, that former speaker, he's just a ray of sunshine, right? I mean, wow, what a great human being. What a wonderful man.
Right. But he volunteered the information that he has Jewish family. So, I mean, if that's true, why is he constantly talking shit about Jews? As if, there's
I'll tell you why. He finds their religion to be very blasphemous and disgusting. He said he doesn't care about attacking them as an ethnicity. He just disagrees with them religiously. That's what his argument is. And I asked him, then why do you attack atheists? You know what's funny? I asked him one time, okay, by that logic, then why do you also attack atheist Jews? He said, well, because Jews realize they don't need their... Can I answer really quick? Let me speak. Good gosh.
I'm agreeing.
I know. So I asked him, then why do you attack atheist Jews? He said, well, because they realize that they don't need their religion to be vastly evil. I'm like, what? Then you are attacking the ethnicity.
Right. So he's
this guy tried to convince me. Jane, you know how I told you before in the past that my mother's people got genocided by the Muslims in the Ottoman Empire?
Right, yeah.
He tried to tell me that it wasn't the Muslims, it was the Jews that genocided my mother's people.
Yeah, okay.
And he won't stop arguing. Every week he says, Ataturk was a Jew, Salah Pasha was a Jew. Who cares? For crying out loud, it's starting to get annoying. But main point is this. I asked him to bring Benny Adam here because Benny Adam supports the Julani and all these other terrorist cops. And every single time he asks as if I'm the only one attacking people on this app. And but I have a good reason to attack. Because Benny Adam literally supports the terrorist group.
Yeah, I figured Rabbi did too. I thought they all were Hamas supporters.
No, it's not about Hamas. I could care less about the stuff in Palestine right now. Palestine to Palestine. I don't give a shit. Fuck Palestine. They're a bunch of cocks. But anyways, here's the point. I can give two shits about Palestine. Let the Israelis get rid of Palestinians. Who cares? I could care less about them. Sure, I feel bad for what's going on to them. For me feeling bad for the Palestinians, it's more like I feel pity for them than anything, to be honest. I'm more pro-Armenia and pro, it's SDF, Syrian Democratic Forces, than I am, fucking pro-Palestine. I more so just feel pity for them at this point. And the Palestinian Christians are just too cucked for Muslims for me to actually give two shits about them at the time. But my main point is this. My main point is what I wanted to say. What was it? It was. Now I remember. It's the fact that Benny Adam has some of the most hypocritical views I've ever heard. He's pro-Palestine, but at the same time he's pro-rebels in Syria. Even though Israel themselves actually aided the rebels in Zara and near the Golan Heights.
Okay, maybe I just don't know enough about it, but how is that hypocritical? Like, I don't. If he supports one branch of terrorists, why wouldn't he support the other?
I think everybody's just neurotic and stupid beyond belief. I can't stand listening to any of these people. I think they're all just a bunch of fucking neurotic psychotics.
He just said fuck the states in general, and then doubled down.
Yeah, because they kept talking about it. I'm like, yo, what's up with this? Why are you guys swearing about this? Like, it doesn't make any sense.
I'm not gonna lie, Bob. It's confusing to me because you're Catholic, innit? Obviously, I'm not Catholic, so it's like I don't understand why you say that, innit? Per se, I don't get.
Bro, I'm born and raised 12 years in Catholic school, the whole 9 yards.
And you just actually listen to
I didn't just decide to.
Okay, Bart.
You guys they talk so much shit about the Pope and all this other stuff. They constantly talking shit about me, so I say something back and it's like a big
Bart, I have a simple question. I have a simple question for you then. What parish do you belong to? No. What parish do you belong to?
Franciscan.
No. I want the name of it. I don't need to know your name. I just want the name of your parish.
But you want to call my church?
Yeah. If you're so brave about, oh, I'm a Catholic, you will tell your priest exactly what you said.
Right? Just to trigger people?
No. You'll tell them exactly what you said the next time you're about to take.
Is this what you're doing today?
No. This is exactly what I'm doing. 100%. Because I don't tolerate non-believers, taking Eucharist. So
you're saying you do this every time we're in a room together? You're gonna do this?
Dude, until you tell your priest or repent, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna keep on reminding you of this.
Who am I gonna repent to?
If you're brave, okay. If you're brave, the next time.
Who am I gonna repent to?
Dude, hang on. The next time you're about to take Eucharist, you go and tell your priest exactly what you said and what you've been doubling down on saying. If you're brave, if you're a true Catholic, right? The Eucharist means something to you. Okay. If you're a true Catholic, you're gonna tell me the name of your parish so I can tell them what you said.
I told you I'm part of the Franciscan.
I want the exact name. I want the name of the church.
What the name? All right. It's in West.
Just give me the exact name.
Psychopath.
Well said. Thank you, buddy.
Give me the exact name of it, dude.
I gotta find a name. I gotta find the parish I'm affiliated with.
Oh, well, yeah, like, so do you respect the saints, yeah?
No, I do. I just said fuck them because they kept talking about them. I'm like, yo, what's up with this, man? Shut up already.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, you can't say fuck the saints as a rebuttal, brother.
No, and it had nothing to do with that. He just was like, oh, fuck the saints and doubled down. He's lying now. He's making it seem like.
Oh, I mean, you can make up whatever you want. You can make it sound worse than what it is. I mean, I'm cool with that.
Everyone hurts.
I mean, I have freedom of speech. What are you gonna send? What are you gonna send the Wahhabi team after me? Like,
no.
This isn't a gang, bro. This is not Christian Rick Blood.
My guy, did I ask for your address?
This isn't Christian Rick Blood. I'm just like,
I'm not asking for your address. I'm not looking to do anything physical to you. But I want the name of your parish. I'm gonna tell them exactly what you said.
I'm gonna give you the number of my mom. You can call my mom up.
I don't care about your mother. I just need to know the name of your parish. That's it.
Hold on, guys. Yeah. Hold on. Listen, yeah. The fact of the matter, I hate seeing stuff like this. Yeah. Bob, are you Christian? Like, do you believe Jesus died for your sins, brother?
Of course I do. What does this have to do with Jesus?
That's it. Yeah, no. This is my point. I don't like seeing us fighting. I don't care.
No, but Lester,
He's a
Catholic. I don't
Lester,
care.
Lester, I'm gonna explain this to you. Why this is important, right? Okay, so you're a Protestant. You guys don't hold the same as reverently as we do, but we still hold. Would you feel comfortable if people at your church believed, oh, fuck Mary, fuck John the Baptist?
Yeah, no.
Exactly. Would you think that those people should be welcome to church?
Yeah, they won't have a good day but here's the thing, we welcome our enemies into church all the time, bro.
Yes, we welcome them with the point of converting them. But people that openly are hostile to the belief, are they just allowed to come lollygag do whatever at church, dude?
Hello.
Exactly. So, hello, Antoine. So him, as a self-professed Catholic that says fuck the saints and is wholly unrepentant of it, isn't it not my duty as a Catholic to make sure such a person is not allowed or to take Eucharist?
Yeah. Listen, here's the thing, man. I hate seeing stuff like this, bro. Like, I'm pretty sure, Rev, have you ever debated guys like, oh yeah?
No, listen, bro. Earlier in the same room, right? The guy said fuck my mom, fuck you, fuck my godmother, fuck my grandmother. I didn't do anything about it. I was even angry. I didn't care.
I ain't gonna lie, but here's the thing.
No, a lot of people are unhinged on this app, but me, I'm not like insane, right? When he was saying fuck me, fuck my mother, all this, I didn't care. It made no difference. It was only because here's the thing, okay, him saying fuck me, fuck my mother, okay, it's not right, but that's not a denial of faith. You saying fuck the saints, you're basically outside the fold of Christianity.
Yeah, what I don't get is he done that out of pure anger. He knows he fucked up. Saying that. But he said that out of pure anger. Obviously, he's not trying to come back onto that one. Like, oh yeah, like I did wrong.
Exactly.
He's trying to kind of like excuse it away. But here's my thing though. Honestly speaking, bro, a lot. You gotta understand, yeah. A lot of Christians, they don't think like us. You know what I mean? They're more on like the kind of like lukewarm side of things. Like they still pretty much think it's a bit of a joke.
No, I know. But that's why I want
what's going on with the world right now, yeah.
How
many Christians are actually Christian? You know what I mean?
I completely agree, but that's why I want to know the name of his parish. See, him saying fuck, the reason why I didn't care when he was like, fuck me, fuck your mother, all this sort of stuff, okay, you might say that out of anger, right? But for you to then say fuck the saints, that's not anger at that point. That's just you blaspheming the Spirit altogether. And the fact that till now he's holistically, as you can see, unrepentant of it, it's like, okay, you're not a Christian then. You're not a Christian, and you should not be allowed to take Eucharist. Or do you disagree?
Here's the thing, Rep. You see me, I don't have the power to say you're not a Christian to someone per se, me per se, innit? Obviously, that's to each their own, innit? People be doing things that are not Christ-like, regardless. We're human beings, innit? We fuck up. You know what I mean?
No, I know, but you know, there's like a difference, bro. There's a difference between lying, doing things out of anger, and like then outright like cursing Christ, cursing God, cursing the saints, you know.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. But you can tell he only done that because he was kind of flustered in a way, and then now he's like, he doesn't want. But I don't know. I don't live in cartoons, bro. I don't live in cartoons.
No, but the short version is I thought the strategic Bitcoin reserve
What up, honey?
was like
What the meaning of
happening.
what the meaning of music?
After some recent conversations, it seems like it's more like a 75 to 80% chance of happening.
All right,
which
so
is very interesting.
Yeah, I like this perception, but in our entire lives, the Republicans control the Senate and the House and the presidency. They're totally going to do the thing they promised. Has been like a reoccurring theme of never actually doing anything. So I'm very
The difference though is the last time we had I guess in this case, vice president who said he was going to do something that completely aligned with his financial self-interest, we went to war in Iraq. So if Trump and his sons have been storing up bags of Bitcoin in the last 2 or 3 months in preparation, I could see it happen.
Well, JC, I want to comment. I forgot what your voice sounded like. It's a pleasure to converse with you.
I was just going to say the same thing. Am I the only one who thinks that Mohan and Rob Hamilton and JC always sound like the same person?
No, you are 100% wrong. They sound so different. I'm sorry. Look, you have the FX and music chops. You provide the background to these conversations, which is an understated and incredibly significant role.
Look,
you are 100% dead wrong.
JC, you can record me right now. My name is Rob Hamilton, and tonight for our Christmas Eve, I'm going to lick my wife's erogenous zone on her pinky. And it's going to go down. I'm going to put another baby in her. My name is Rob Hamilton, and I approve this message.
I don't know what the fuck that was, but it made me uncomfortable, and I'm not okay. I need
Listen, you've not been on Clubhouse long enough to know all of the areas of wife's body that is erogenous, but it is true that her hand is an erogenous zone.
This is a deeply fucked up shit. Everyone knows the only erogenous zone is the third toe from the right, which nobody will tell you, but it's 100% true. Third toe from the right on the left foot, erogenous zone 101.
Is this the new thing Bitcoiners are onto, like seed oils now, erogenous zones, obscure erogenous zones?
Yeah, not a lot of people know this, but the male erogenous zone is actually the penis. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I'm here to just spit facts.
You know Bitcoiners are wealthy when they're now concerned with how to please a woman.
Oh, wow. That's
right.
Bullish.
But JC, to your logic, I think that you're not playing your logic out correctly. You said the last time we had a vice president who had a financial interest, we went to war in Iraq. I think what that means is that we're more likely to have another war in Iraq.
That wasn't JC, that was me, but sure.
Oh, God damn it, it was Jordan. I thought it was JC. Why didn't you correct us?
JC never talks. He just plays music.
I thought it was because his thingy was going off. I thought it was him, and I was like, holy shit, that's what his voice was.
Wait, sorry. The entire time, JC hasn't been talking. It's been Jordan?
Yes. He didn't correct us.
I'm going to go kill myself. I'm sorry.
I legitimately thought I was talking to JC. I'm sorry. I didn't scroll down to see you, Jordan.
And look, this is all, I feel I need to take responsibility for my own.
On my way down to coordinate search and rescue. On my way down to coordinate search and rescue.
Yeah.
What do you think? Maximum occupancy has been reached.
I'm sorry. My apologies. This Clubhouse UI has gotten very hard to read.
Good job. Meet me in the alley and grab a quick slice.
I think that, I don't know if it's a basket for you to but yes, Trump has a strong incentive.
I am Loki. The nice guy. And
I am Bitcoiners,
don't touch that.
the quote-unquote crypto industry for
Appears to
supporting
be a
him.
standard
And an
sequence
easy way to
finding.
do that
Grants is growing
is
at a stable rate and slope.
sign some executive orders. And I learned that his goal is to sign, he's planning to sign an insane number of executive orders the day he takes office. And so it's less, there's going to be, very little scrutiny put on each individual one because he's planning to sign, as I understand it, so many. And so...
Flood the zone.
It's going to be beautiful.
We call that the Team America doll fucking strategy.
Yep, exactly.
Did you know that was a 15